Hey there, Pisces. This is Joy with Joy to the World, ready to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. How have you been? I'm glad to have you here. Happy to have you back joining me. And if you're new for the first time, click that subscribe button. And if you find you like this video at the end, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd also like to know anytime I post new videos, ring the bell out beside the subscribe, and they'll be sure to notify you as soon as they are up. So, Pisces, I've missed you. What it is in my heart stirring up, I definitely had. I have a feeling you guys are missing your friends, people too. There are many eyes going on here. All the cards came out face up and they were already dealt while I was even shuffling them, insisting and forcing their way forward. I guess because these are energy sessions that we do of really adjusting our energy and moving it along the way, so each person gets back into their own flow, their own juice, their own dynamic of how you live and operate in your expressions of color, as we see here, right? It's very personal and individual to each one who comes to this channel. So it's not that I tell you what to do or anything like that. It's that we move the energy and remove blockages or inversions or anything else that might be going on. And I see plenty of that going on here. I also see that y'all are getting tired, like the envy card popped up. You are so tired of things being dark and drudge. Okay? Yes, they say drudge instead of drudgery. I don't know why. But anyways, it's like you're wanting to get out. You're wanting all this to change, to open up. You're starting to feel kind of repressed in your spirit. You're ready to see people face to face and get back to living the way it was, being able to be social, to be out, to be around others in their environment, which is something that's very peculiar to you. Also from there, you're wanting to get out and go on vacation. I mean, the seasons have you stirred up, and there's a little bit of frowny face, pouty face, kind of some of that going on. It's like, it's not very demonstrative, but it definitely is in your soul. Your soul's ready to act out and cry out. And I think that's a good thing, because I'm sensing like little tinges of rebellion, which is not exactly typical of you guys. Not when you're walking in the light and walking in the knowledge of who you are. So you've been restrained for quite a time, and now this world restraint on top of it is causing like, kind of like my hair, you know, some little frizzies to pop, some excess to really not contain itself anymore. You're wanting to stir up the magic of being alive, of being together with other human beings, and the synergy that happens there. And they're telling you, be patient. Be patient. This all has a purpose. There is a divine purpose actually going on in all this. It is to force up those things that have been suppressed or repressed for a long time in any of the zodiacs, any of the signs, any of us at whatever level we are in dealing with our growth, development, our enlightenment, our wisdom, our teachings, our guides, any of that. It's really forcing up ancient seed that has been submerged and buried under the dailies, under the, they're saying standard, mean, average way of living. And means meaning like the level, the way of going about things and doing it is adaptable efficiency. It's lost its color, its creativity, its originality and fullness of expression. And life's got its hand on its hip. It's like, I have had enough of that. So life is showing up now, Pisces, and they seem to be wanting to talk in your spread as well. So let's dive on into a little bit of what's going on here. You've already seen the beautiful 39 card that says prosperity, peacock crowning at the top. And there is a richness coming about, a harvest that is going to be brought forth from this time, you're saying, of denial. Of being denied, okay? And so here we have the card growth, Berkana. Growth inside and out, blossoming, ripening, motives, diligence, fairness, and gentleness. Okay? Well, that would really match up with this. The blossoming abundance, the ripeness, the harvest coming, and you see the ancient wisdom, the face looking at you. This is one of the many sets of eyes that are coming in this reading. And up here, these are, we can call them credit cards. They're little handmade cards that I have about how, like, talking beneath what's in the subconscious and unconscious part of the mind. And you're like, it's time to come out. It is time to come out. It's not up. It's not down. You're wanting to come out. And they're asking you to open up. excuse me, and to welcome this emergence of energy, this creative spirit, this vitality, this resiliency, and embracing it in your daily life, being able to be playful, expressive, and they're saying out of bounds. So beyond the norm, beyond what you deem acceptable, or you're saying couth, to lose your couth a little bit, to lighten up is what they're saying. And it's showing here that downtime is necessary. And now this isn't sleep, because she would be like this beauty that we have here. But instead, she's face up. If you live at the beach, go lay out. If you enjoy the nighttime, spread a blanket out and lay under the stars and take a gaze at those. Let your mind open up. Some of that organic listening that we were prone to before technology, phones, screen time totally took over our minds, right? So they're wanting some intimate personal contact with you, of just freely gazing about, opening your mind, kind of like this is the back of a card, the Cosmic Tarot, but really cosmically opening yourself on all levels, on all layers, and not sitting up. They're not wanting to come on your crown. They're wanting to like flash mob you like an x-ray and flash you with this energy that is coming through. Here is the energy. Now this is from the Mary L. Tarot. Number 22, Judgment. They're wanting to stir up your cosmic energy. They're wanting, kind of like, if you imagine that you're laying out, they're showing me like this, like finger painting, like you have dollops of the different colors of your chakra, and they're wanting to play in and move that energy around, to navigate it around, to really lighten up your logic, to bend the way you see things. I think it's Horace that said it's nice to unbend the mind on occasion. And we're going to see some of what's going on in your mind, in your actuality right here, because it is coming in inverted. We have number 16, responsibility and meerkat. Number 14, equality and seahorse. So this is how they're coming in. Pardon the glare, y'all. I'm sitting in a new space and trying to figure out the lighting and the function of this. But I wanted to be kind of close to let you guys see the detail of the cards on my short week when the videos are a bit more brief, to let you look at it the way I do. So give me a moment to gaze upon these and really see what they're wanting to open up and tell us. Okay. Yeah, so life is having this discussion here. This is very interesting. And I do tune into life and the energy around you. But this is more life heavy than you heavy. And life's kind of like not wagging the finger, but some of that going on is like you have all this magic going on around you, all this mystery, all this majesty, and you just still stay neutral. They're wanting to wake you up and to shake you up. Can you see these neutral tones going on down here? You're taking this cosmic unctuousness and you're downplaying it. That would be like, you know, putting a sepia glaze over this card, and it would lose its essence. It would lose its expression and its voice. Lose its voice. No wonder. Look at her. Look at her. You see her? Okay, you're repressing your voice, and your voice is your colorful expression. Now, know when they have me talk to Pisces, they're talking to you about being unafraid, being bold, being charismatic, being above the surface, no longer having to relegate parts of yourself to being unseen because of deemed misperceptions of how you think other people will take it. They're really wanting to set you free. There's something dynamic and beautiful about your wateriness, about your duality and the churning of the waters that you have. They're wanting to bring up old ancient, oh, okay, it makes sense now. I see why there's so much blue here. They're saying Atlantean wisdom. Now, y'all, I'm not well versed on all that stuff or read up on any of this. What I tell you is what they tell me. So we'll see what they have to say about that. You see all this Atlantean energy going on? That's what they're saying. They're wanting to stir it up and bring it in. You know, like, is it the Lemuria stone? No. Larimar. Larimar. Okay. For some of you, that's what's going on. But they're wanting to awaken your complete self, your whole self, so that you can hold it in the palm of your hand, to embrace you. No longer having to move it about like that, to juggle it. They're wanting you, that's coming forward here, they're wanting you to not have to juggle things. They're wanting you to be able to dance in freedom, to really be amoebic which is that free-flowing shape, to be organic. They're talking in this very strange, like cloudular. Who says cloudular? We say clouds, okay. But, well, just like angular, then cloudular, you know, popcorny, you know, that kind of buffy, buxom, shimmying apparently, because that's what I'm doing, shimmy shaking, being full, being rich, being beautiful. Being beautiful. Look at this abundance in that card going on. Awakening your cosmic grace is what they're saying. And just as we see like the cosmos, the beyond our atmosphere in outer space here, I remember it being said that if you wanted to explore outer space, explore the depths of the ocean. So in a sense, it's coming in like this. And this is underwater for you guys. It's playing down in the deep. It's taking a look at things from a greater perspective. Okay, well that would make sense because there's a Justice card. Bringing it completely in. And if you look at it, the yin-yang that's right there very much represents Pisces, right? So imagine if your two fish kiss. If they canoodle, right? They want your fish to canoodle, for you to canoodle with yourself. Get it on with yourself, like Marvin Gaye said. I see why. Look at her. She's getting it on here. She's getting her groove thing on, having a good old time, and awakening that sensual pleasures. The we're just going to leave it there for a second. It is definitely sensual pleasures, and that's more than just sex, y'all. That's more than, you know, unwrapping things, opening things. It's literally, it's somebody who coos, and they're like, ooh, you know, it's those sounds. It's the awakenings of life. It's what we see ripping out of children all the time as they're running around that playground, right? Very expressionist, very open to the release of life's voice. Life is wanting, okay. Yeah, that's not exactly commonplace. Once we reach a certain age, we censor our voice. We censor it from those sort of sounds because of how it might be portrayed or received, is what you're saying. Okay, so let's step in on the other side here, okay, into your potential. We've got number 3, strategy, red fox, and number 40, sacrifice, bull. And in this, I see a bit of repression, not wanting to accept that, not wanting to see it, to let it in. How you are hiding behind that rod of the parasol, I don't know. And I used to have a dog that she did not like to be bathed. And she wasn't totally adamant about not being bathed. It's just that she would go run and hide. And she would hide up under the bed, but she would only hide her head. Because in her mind, if she couldn't see us, we couldn't see her. And every time, that's all she would do is put her head under the bed. And her entire body, this much longer, is sticking out for us to see. Well, that's kind of what you have going on here. Is I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. This beautiful new world coming in. This, this very unctuous energy. But, yeah, you do. To see life in its full hue, in its full vibrance, in its full color, to, before you eat your dinner, to just take a deep breath and let the fragrance waft into you and really awaken your senses with pleasure, to, when you step into the ocean, to feel the effervescence of the bubbles when the waves are crashing out, to smell the salty air, to smell the fish that are running through it, to smell the warm sunshine in your hair or on fresh laundered sheets, right? They're dried out in the sun. That's what you're talking about here. And it's not just all out for the world to see, it's for life to see. Can you see that here? Life is wanting to hear you delight in the gifts that it has given you, in these daily occurrences, in the experience, in the nature of the world around you. But as we can see, there's a bit of a power struggle going on about that. Because look at this reiteration here. Can you see how these are playing out more in the blasé and the neutral tones? And I ain't got nothing against brown, but when you come in with this as your crowning card, and they're talking about expressing yourself, we have to set up a form of contrast in order to communicate how to view this, all right? So, you know, it's more playing it down, because brown is when you take all the colors and you mix them together, it literally makes brown. And that's what they're saying, is you're just mixing it all together. You're not processing things, not individually, but mentally making note of the nuances contained within. And as we look back at these two, equality and strategy, we can see the vibrance. We can see that awakening here. We can see the majesty and the magic going on. And these are the ones that are the awakening cards. And it's like, I don't know. So hopes are, we're charging those up to be the ones that awaken you from the neutral zone, from the blasé everyday. Okay? So every day they're saying can be a party. Look at the magic in your steps. This is what you're doing. You're leaving behind, you're kind of turning your back on some things. You're turning your back on, like, regulating your way and deciding how it's going to go. So that's interesting, because this is coming in under the potential. So now we've awakened some things here. We're going to see what this has to say. So you're choosing to navigate your preconceived notions about this, and to see it as something beautiful. You're aware that it feels a little risky, a little dangerous, a little off color for you. That's interesting to say it like that. But you also know that there's something beautiful in it. You can feel the rhythm, the pattern, the beat drawing you in. Oh, your life song. I like that. I like that. But there's magic under your feet. Do you see it? Everywhere you step, everywhere you go, you begin to, it's almost like that's your atmospheric charge around you and your energy and your amnios, right? And anywhere you go, it begins to waken up the world around you. It's like you are a watercolor brush, and as you're moving through, it's moistening the world around you and causing those pigments to awaken and come alive on the canvas of life. And next to that, we have the sun and the Empress. Yeah, that fresh new start of really seeing it in a new way and looking at yourself headlong, okay? She's turned to take notice of you and is like, yeah, can you see? I mean, we've got to recognize the sun is a star. And look at her earring over here. It is a star. It is that she's kind of like her earring is winking at you. Like, I know something that you know. You remember? You remember what we talked about long time ago? And that's what she's saying here, and that's what I feel is being hinted at. And you can see her hat on her head is like the sky up above. It's beyond a crown. It's containing all of your dreams. And I've never seen it as such. I actually quite love that. I quite love that. And you surround yourself with the stars, with the dreams of destiny is what you're telling me. And there's a ruby, there's a precious jewel, there's a precious something. That's what they're saying. Hey, just got to roll with it. There's a precious something that you hold in your hand that you're bringing forward to us all to share in your delight, to be privy to what it is that you hearken to, what that song is. But I do want to go back and point out, look. Okay, look at how many looking right at you, near and far. Can you see that? All eyes are on you, okay? All eyes, including yourself, okay? You do want to see yourself, irregardless of what was going on here, right? Because this is stepping from the neutral or the black and white, right, of the logic mind, of order, of how things have been done, of efficiency, ease, that sort of thing. Red is the next color that we see. So that red is very jolting, very jarring. It's very awakening. And but there it quickly moves into all these cool greens and blues, all this wateriness, all this delicious, unctuous color of life. And it brings out these, okay? Not just the fruit, but the harvest, okay? It brings in the companionship, the camaraderie is what I specifically hear. When you begin to have fun, enjoy your life, it colors the world beautiful all around you. All right? So remember, just be patient. Be patient with yourself, but also give your permission, okay, for life to kiss you and awaken you. And this is actually, it's who you already are. But the humdrum of life had really lulled you under. And now that things have stopped, it has gotten your attention. And that kind of, remember the little pouty face that was kind of jarring out and coming out about, I want life to move on. I want to be able to see people again and all that. Well, life's like, I want to be able to see you. Let me see you and I'll let you see the world. You come back to me is what life is saying. You return to me. You be restored to me in the fullness of your glory and color, right? And the world will begin to move again. It's almost like your heartbeat gives the world CPR and wakes it up again and gets things flowing again and restoring life and health. It wasn't just the planet that had gotten sick. It was the people upon it. It was our way of thinking, our viewpoint, our attitudes, and lack thereof of attitudes as well, that had really dampened things and turned the tide. Okay? So Pisces, I hope you've enjoyed this reading and that it serves you well. I'm glad to have you here and I look forward to us talking again. If you enjoyed this, remember to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. Well, this is for now. Talk to you soon. Bye, Pisces.